Welcome to today's message. I thank God for all of you for having a moment to share this moment with me. I thank God for another wonderful day. We are on Palm Sunday as we prepare to usher this Holy Sunday, and I thank God for this good moment. And before we continue, let's have a word of prayer together. Lord Almighty, we thank you and bless you for a wonderful moment that you have kept us, Lord Almighty, strong, even though in the midst of challenges, oh God. We appreciate your presence, oh Lord. Now, may you allow your Spirit to talk to us through your word. For God Almighty, we really need to be encouraged. We need to be taught. We need, Lord Almighty, to know your mind. Speak, for we are listening. We do pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Like I've said in my introduction, a few days ago, I remember I shared with you on the entry of Jesus Christ in Jerusalem. I want to do a recap that Jesus Christ, when the children were singing and women were singing Hosanna, Hosanna, the expectation was that he was really a very happy man. But unfortunately, when you read, you realize he was not. Because when you looked into the city, you saw a city that was not noting the season and who was coming. And the book of Zechariah gave a prophecy of Jesus Christ. And it says in Zechariah chapter 9 verse 9, and I will read, "Rejoice, O people of Zion. Shout in triumph, O people of Jerusalem. Look, your king is coming to you. He is righteous and victorious. Yet he is humble, riding on a donkey's coat." Now, when you read those words and when you read what the Gospel talks about Jesus entering to Jerusalem, you note one special thing, that Jesus was coming as a humble king. Unfortunately, the people of Israel, then they were waiting for a king who would help them to fight the empires that were really fighting. They were looking for a king who would come and rule them and be with them, riding on a horse, which was a sign of power and authority. Unfortunately, Jesus comes riding on a colt, and which was a symbol of humbleness. Zechariah says he was victorious. That's what he says. He says also he was righteous, yet he was humble. And that's something to note about Jesus Christ. That the kingdom of God is not about beating our chests. It's not about how big we are. It's about service. It's about being a servant. And this we will be looking more on the work of Jesus Christ and how it was from tomorrow, Monday, all the way to Sunday. I want to remind you three things which made Jesus not to be a very happy man as he was entering Jerusalem. One is that when he looked at Jerusalem, he saw those people, they were not keen on what was coming to them. And he says, "Oh, I wish you know what brings peace." They were blind about it. They couldn't tell. Number two, he looked at them and he saw the calamity was to befall them. Yet they did not understand this. He cried for them, for the city, because he knew 40 years coming, the city would be ruined in AD 770. And number three, he loved them. That's why he called them children. He loved them. And they couldn't see the love we had and the love and what God is. And therefore, as we continue talking about this is a week for us to really reflect for the event that took, for the activities of Jesus Christ in this world that took place more than 2,000 years ago. Is a moment we need to ask ourselves, do they have a meaning on us today? Does it talk to me in person? That is what we'll be discussing the whole of next week, and therefore may God be with all of us. Now I want to turn to Thanksgiving today. That was just an introduction of what we'll be doing the whole of next week from tomorrow, Monday. And now I want to look at the days, the main theme that is there of Thanksgiving in our church. And the main thing we need to ask ourselves is, why thanksgiving? Why give thanks? And we get from the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter number 5 and verse number 18, the Bible says, be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you, whom belong to Christ Jesus. Be thankful to all circumstances. Now, you need to ask yourself, when it talks about all circumstances, even when things are as bad as they are now, when we are all, we can't go out, when there is a curfew, when there is this issue of, social distancing, when there is the issue of quarantine, we still give God thanks? Yes. In the book of Psalms, Psalm number 137, we read of the Israelites when they were taken to Babylon. Well, things were not good for them at all. Was seated on the banks of rivers of Jordan, of Babylon. In verse number 5 and 6, they said, if I forgot you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget how to play the harp. May my tongue stick to the roof of my mouth if I fail to remember you, if I don't make Jerusalem my greater joy. Now, what are they saying? They are simply saying, even though our situation is not good, even though the circumstances surrounding us are not the best, we are not in our home, we are not having our freedom as we want, they are promising themselves something, that we are not going to forget about Jerusalem. Remember, Jerusalem, the city of peace, is a city of God. It's a place of God, a place of worship, center of worship. They're simply saying we are not about to forget our God. Our circumstances are not good at all, but they are the one promised. They reminded themselves they are subject to their God. And that is what today we are talking about, giving thanks. When you talk about giving thanks, you need to understand, one, the giving thanks is an acknowledgement of the grace of giving. When you give thanks, you are acknowledging, you are accepting whatever you have received. It has been extended to you through the grace, not because you deserve it, because God, if He gives us because we are good, we can't get anything. And therefore, when He blesses you with life, what you are living today and I'm living today. When He grants you good health, thank God for you who is health. When He gives you a family like you have, when He gives you friends like you have, when He gives you a moment like this, when you tell God thank you, you are acknowledging that grace of giving. And we have all received from God. From receiving, having our parents, from being where we are, what we have today, we have been given through the grace of God. So when you remember to say thank you, not even to God alone, even to that person who has given you something, when you say thank you, you are acknowledging, you are just acknowledging that grace of giving. And we as Christians, we know we have received so much from God. What we have is from God. And therefore, our mouths will be full of praises and thanksgiving. Even when things are as they are now, with the corona and the other challenges that we have to tell God thank you. Number two, when we give thanks because we recognize the source of blessing. When we tell God thank you, we recognize and we acknowledge in God, you are the source of the blessings. Now, when you know where your blessings come from, then you cannot fail to give thanks. Let me tell you why. Because this life is so difficult. In the book of Psalms number 77, the people of Israel, the writer here is talking about a really, really hard moment. And he says in verse number 1, I cry out to God. Yes, I shout, oh, that God will listen to me. When I was in deep trouble, I searched for the Lord. All night long I prayed with the hands lifted towards heaven, but my soul was not comforted. Now, that was crying. In verse 9 he says, has God forgotten to be gracious? Remember the grace of giving? As he slammed the door on his compassion, as he closed the door that he cannot really allow me to get in, as he closed the door that now he cannot listen to me. Well, let's get down to verse number 14 where he says, you are the God of great wonders. You demonstrate your awesome power among the nations. By your strong arm, you redeemed your people. That's what he says. The descendants of Jacob also. You know, what is he saying? I was in a great pain and I cried and I tried and I felt like, God, you are not there for me. And now down there he says, wow. When I thought he has closed the door for me, when I thought he has stopped listening to me, then he has done wonders again. Listen to what he said in verse number 16. When the Red Sea saw you, O God, its waters looked and trembled. The sea quaked to his very depth. Remember the incidents when the Israelites were crossing the sea. Number 19 says, your road led through the sea. Your pathway through the mighty waters. A pathway no one knew was there. You led your people along the road like a flock of sheep. Moses, the Aaron, and the shepherd. Now, that's the secret. That's why we are giving God grace, thanks in all circumstances. What the Bible is simply teaching us here, what the psalmist is teaching us is that when you thought that all is done, the Lord was available still there for them. And therefore, we know when we say thank you, we are recognizing where our blessings are. When you give thanks, we are saying, God, we know who feeds us. When we are giving thanks, we are simply saying we know who took us through the hard moment like we are going through right now. When we acknowledge the blessings, the source of blessings, is because without those blessings, I cannot make it. That's why the psalmist said, all night long I was raising my hand so that God, you can hear me. Because you can only do the blessings of God. And then number 3, it's appropriate thing to do. It's courteous to do so. It is the right thing actually to do. You cannot be taken care of, you cannot be blessed, you cannot get your prayer answered, and you fail to acknowledge this. And therefore, regardless of the situation that we are in, the circumstances could not be that good for us. But can we say, God has slammed the door on us? No. Can we say, the Lord has stopped listening to us? Sure. God is there for us. He is good to us. And therefore, we need, like the Israelites are saying, you led us through the sea, through the way that we never, the pathway that we never thought it was there. Because you know why? He knows where there is way for us. When everything looks so hard for us, when it looks so dark for us, the same God knows where the way is for us. Even now, my dear brothers and sisters, when it looks so bad for us, we are not sure where will this vaccine come from, which medicine is doing what, we don't know where are we going to get this ventilators, we don't know where we are going to get all the masks that we need to have, we don't know who to talk to, who to greet, and who is healthy, who is sick. Sometimes it looks like God has slammed his doors, but imagine he has not. And that's why we need to observe this day and thank God. Tell him, Lord, you are good. Because when we thought we are finished, you came and you took us. Remember Psalm 50 and verse 14 and 15. It says, when you give all your thanksgiving, What are you doing? You are preparing. He says, do it. Give all your sacrifice. Give all your offering of thanksgiving. And when you have an issue, call me, I shall come, and I will save you, and you worship me. Please remember, when you say thank you to God, you are doing those three things I've just mentioned. One, we have said you are acknowledging the grace of giving. You know, grace simply means undeserved favor. That's what it means. It's not your right. No, it's favor. It's not if it is for my goodness, then I wouldn't be there. Because again, the Bible tells me, no, we are all fallen short of His glory. And the same Bible talks about it and says, if you have, then what is good of you is to die, because you know what you need to get out of sin is to die. But we are not dead. Then why? It's because of that grace, the favor of the Lord. Therefore, please remember, you are living by grace of God. You eat by grace of God. You sleep through the grace of God, because it gives you a sleep. Oh yes, you walk by grace of God. We will be there tomorrow because of grace of God. We will get our dreams realized because of the grace of God. Grace of giving. Because God is the best example of a giver. He gives you even when you don't deserve it, because of His favor, of His grace He gives you. Number two, we have said we do so because we acknowledge He is the source of the blessings. Yeah. Being a pastor like I am, it is those blessings. And therefore I need to acknowledge that and say thank you. And therefore I'm calling you, and we continue the service and worshiping God this day. Let our mouth be filled with songs and words of thanksgiving to our God. Because the moment we learn to do that, the moment we learn to acknowledge God, the moment we learn to acknowledge that He is a source of blessings, the favor He gives us, like I've said, it is courteous to do so. Even the normal life, it is courteous to do so. Let's give ourselves something. Let's realize the things we are supposed to do. And when we do them, sometimes we forget the source of energy. It is God. And therefore, God is the best example we have. Because of His grace, because of His blessings, we are who we are today. So let's spend this day worshiping our God. Let's sing songs of thanksgiving. Let's close our eyes and say a prayer of thanksgiving to our God, because we have seen how wonderful He is. You know, I like the way He says in Psalms 5 and 50 that if I wanted to eat meat, I wouldn't bother you. I wouldn't come for your sheep or your goat or your cow. You know why? Because He says all those that are in the wilderness are His. So when we talk about thanking God, with whatever we thank Him, with the songs, with what we have, with our energy, when we do that, we are not raising funds for Jesus, for God. Because He says the world is His. But we appreciate that without Him, we can't be the way we are. Without Him, we can't achieve what we have achieved. Without Him, what would be done? It's by His grace. And now, that's why we need all of us to appreciate our God. So, may God bless you. We'll be having more speaking. We'll be speaking more and sharing more as we continue. And I'm looking forward to a very wonderful week. From tomorrow, we'll be sharing more messages that are there. But I want to encourage all of you, to regardless of how things are, let's allow our mouth be filled with thanksgiving to our Lord. Let's allow our hearts to be full of gratitude. Every morning, every evening, every other time. Like I've said before, learn from chicken what they do. When they take water, they look up and tell God, thank you. Then they swallow. The grace of giving. The acknowledge is come from God. When they take water, they look up, and then they take this one. Let's learn that art of gratitude. And when we learn to be grateful to God, let me be frank, God will shower us with more blessings. Because He has more for all of us. Let's share a word of prayer together. Lord Almighty, we thank you. We bless you for another great moment, Lord, you've given unto us. Help us, Lord Almighty, that we may be able to thank you deep from our hearts, because God, you have provided for us, you have kept us well, that even now, God, things are this hard for us, we can still afford a smile, we can afford to fall asleep, because God, your grace is sufficient. Thank you for the grace that you have of giving us, O Lord, that even when we don't even realize that we are in need, God, you supply. When we are in dire need, you supply. When we are sleeping, you supply. Thank you, Lord. And even now we know, God, you are going to supply for the needs that are there for your people at this time, O God Almighty. Those who need food, we need the peace of mind, God Almighty. We need to get medicine, Lord Almighty. Lord Almighty, we pray that God, you may allow your favor upon my people. Thank you, because this far, God is you has brought us. We worship you and we thank you. For this is our prayer of faith in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Worship.